Hi, everyone. Um, yes, perfect. Hi, everyone. So I'm Milan, the CEO and co-founder of Everdye, and we're developing the hottest colors without the burn. So we know that the industry is polluting. Let's jump quickly to this. What we might not know is that the biggest impact in the industry, in the manufacturing process, is when we are dyeing the fiber, when we are giving it colors. Actually, it accounts for half of the carbon emissions of a manufacturing process, and it also accounts for 20% of world water pollution. So this is the biggest and most important impact in the industry. And this is because the dyeing process is highly inefficient. To dye a fabric, you basically need to boil it for long hours, 5 to 10 hours at very high temperature, from 60 to 130 degrees. And this is a problem because all of this energy comes from fossil fuels. In fact, 75% of the energy of the carbon impact of a dyeing process comes from the energy usage. So this is exactly what we need to tackle if we want to improve the sustainability along the way. And that's basically what we're trying to do. We've developed a way to dye a fabric in 1 hour at room temperature. So tackling the 100% of the problem and not 10% of it. So how do we do this? Well, basically, we have a two-steps process like they do today. You bleach the fabric, well, then you dye it. We're doing the same thing, but while we're bleaching, we're transforming the fiber and charging it negatively. And after, we've created a pigment that is positively charged. And like magnets, when they're put in contact, they stay together for a long time. And so we are the only project that is basically developing a way to dye that is ecological, that has high quality performances, and that will be able to be price competitive compared to the petrochemistry. All of this with high scalability because everything that we do fits in existing infrastructures. In fact, our low heat, low emission process uses 15 times less energy, so we'll drastically cut the greenhouse gases emission, goes five times faster without demanding any type of capex or investment from dyeing mills. And all of this while respecting the highest quality criteria in the industry. To run this project, I launched this project with Amira, a fantastic chemistry researcher that worked for NATO and developed antivirus textiles. And as for myself, I'm coming from a family in the textile industry. But obviously, we're not alone in this company. We're now 13, so not everybody is on this slide. We're 13, coming from 9 countries, and we've raised 3.6 million euros up to date with people such as Maki VC, Entrepreneur First, or Fashion for Good, and Asterion Venture. Thanks a lot for your time, and if you have any question, it's ilan@everdye.fr.
Thank you very much, Ilan. Very nice first pitch, and we're going to welcome BCome for the second one. Welcome Alba Garcia Bertos.
Can you please take your phone close to you? I will need it in a second. Hello. Well, I'm not Alba. I'm Anna. I'm one of the co-founders of BCome, and I'm here to present BCome, the sustainability platform transforming the fashion industry. Before explaining what we are doing and how we are doing, I would like to tell you how we got here. Basically, before building what BCome is today, we've been working as a consultancy helping Indian suppliers introducing sustainability products to European market. But we realized that if we wanted to be part of the fashion transformation, that wasn't enough. So then we built what BCome is today. But 10 years later, we're still talking about the same bullshit. Lack of transparency, supply chain crisis, massive impact, need of legislation, and greenwashing threat. Yes, we all know that this market is booming and expanding because of the value, because of opportunities and sustainability, and because of the money that they're investing in tools like us. So yeah, sustainability is the biggest opportunity for the fashion industry during the next years. What is BCome? BCome is a sustainability platform transforming the fashion industry. Basically, we help fashion brands able to trace, measure, evaluate, and communicate the impacts behind their product. So, and we are providing that on a holistic view, understanding the sustainability, not only in terms of sustainability impacts, but also in terms of social and economic as well. And we are offering an end-to-end offer on 3 main verticals: impact assessment, actionable insights, and data visualization. So if you have your phone close to you, please scan this QR code, and you will feel the experience the customers from our customers are having when they are buying, for example, a single T-shirt. So you will see on your screen that we are talking about, I will give few seconds more. I only have 3 minutes to talk. So we will see, you will see on your screen that we are talking about planet, about people, about transparency, and about circularity. And what makes us different? Our vision, that we are obsessed to below compliance, the quality data that we are using, that we are experts on sustainability and fashion, and that we are using a technology that helps us to make scalable the product that we develop. Our business model is a SaaS B2B business model, and we expect to multiply by 3 at the end of during the next month. And here in this slide, we can see what we are proud. On the first column, it's about financial. In the middle, we are talking about the growth between 1 year and the year before. And let's focus on the last one, that is what we wanted to achieve on the next months, which are the logos that we wanted to have on our portfolio. And here we can see some of the brands that they are already trusting on us. Probably you know one of them. And here we are the two co-founders, Alba saying hi from Barcelona, and I myself. And we are proud as well that Google for a Startup, BCome, Web Summit are trusting on what we are doing. And here our big team and also the venture capitals that they are following us. Our goal is to lead the European market, because sustainability, it's not a trend anymore. It's only future for fashion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. Say hi to Alba for us. And let's continue with Fairly Made. And Rosie Mills is going to pitch. Let's encourage Rosie.
Hello, everyone. I'm also going to ask you to have your phones ready for the end of the presentation. My name's Rosie. I'm responsible for international partnerships at Fairly Made. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here at ChangeNOW, an event that seeks solutions for the planet. It is exactly the goal that we embody at Fairly Made. Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of who we are and what we do. So our global mission at Fairly Made is to reduce the impact of the textile industry, which we do through our SaaS impact platform. The goal of the platform is really to give brands a 360-degree package that responds to all of their environmental, social, and regulatory needs. There are therefore, as you can see, 3 different modules. The first module is a traceability module, where we will trace your supply chains from the final manufacturer to the raw material. And we're collecting really important product and factory-specific data at each stage. We then use this primary data to feed into our second module, which is our life cycle assessment tool. Here we will measure the impact of your products against 19 different impacts as established by the PEF. All of this traceability and LCA data is collected and processed 100% by our teams at Fairly Made to relieve brands of these very time-consuming tasks. And third and finally, we do a communication module. So here the idea is really to allow brands to communicate all of our findings transparently to their end customers, which is, of course, fantastic for brand image, but it is also the driver of a number of legislations, which I won't explain in detail because I don't have time. But essentially monitoring these legislations is absolutely key to what we do at Fairly Made. It not only allows us to keep our brands and the suppliers that we work with in the loop, but it also allows us to anticipate and adapt our solution accordingly. So here is a list of some of the brands that we work with. There's a big range from luxury to sport, mass market and fast fashion. We are definitely not here to judge or accuse any brands. We just want to give brands the tools to understand their impact and make changes accordingly. And so just for final, similar to BCome, I invite you guys to please scan the QR code. It's an example of our communication module. So we offer QR codes, as on the screen, for in-store. And we also do e-commerce widgets. This is an example for Bash. And you will see on the QR code all of the traceability, LCA, and product-specific data centralized in one place. Thank you very much. Here's another QR code, my LinkedIn and email and number if you have any questions. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you very much. And we'll have time for a Q&A session just after one more pitch. And this project is Dimpora AG. And we're going to welcome Mario Stucchi. Mario,
thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Hello everyone. So my name is Mario, I'm CEO and co-founder of Dimpora, and I'm going to take you to another part of fashion which is much more high-tech than what most garments are, and it's about jackets that you use when you go outside, like the person in the picture, and enjoy nature. And it might be raining or you want to be active, so your body needs to breathe. The problem with these materials and why we need the next generation of them is that they use fairly difficult chemistry to do so, and that's why we have the next generation of waterproof, breathable fabrics. On the left in white you see our product, the membrane, and then on the right you see how it's combined with a fabric into a laminate. We replaced the market leader Resortecs, so we're fluorine-free, they use fluorine, and our platform technology allows us to be the circular future also of these high-tech garments. So we have two issues with these chemicals currently. For one, they're super toxic, and luckily they're also being banned now. So the US has started, California has banned them, New York State as well, the EU is discussing them. And all these companies, especially the outdoor ones, have pledges, top-down pledges on how to reduce their climate impact. And they need solutions to make this a reality. We have one, we have the membrane, we have the laminates, and we also have specific programs to work with them towards solutions specifically for them. And all of that's fluorine-free, so PFAS-free, never touched one of those molecules in our company. We're solvent-free, so CO2 impact is reduced, and we have access to materials that can be recycled, that are bio-based, biodegradable. That's how we do this. We have a technology that I developed during my PhD. It's currently even 4 patents that we applied for 3 weeks ago. Didn't make it into the slides, apparently. We use little rocks that we embed into a polymer, and then we remove the rocks, and that's now a laminate or a membrane that open pores so your body can breathe, but the water stays out. You might have heard this story from Gore. We do it with sustainable materials. We also abolished the toxicity of it, so 89% gone. We have much lower CO2 emissions, 69% gone, and 88% even further reduction if we use bio-based, which we're doing this summer. We're 11 people based in Zurich, Switzerland. The first line you see are the commercial side of the business, then the second one are the ones developing further the solutions for our customers, and the top line is Anna and me, who co-founded and are leading the business. We're currently raising 5 million, so for a Series A, mostly meant to charge us into Asia. As the American brands are demanding our solutions, we need to be ready to support their Asian supply chains, and that's what we're working for right now. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this session.
Thank you. I did enjoy the session. You can stay with me here, and I'm going to call all the 3 features to come join us. Everyday, BCome, Fairly Made, and Dimpora. Please join us for a Q&A session. And dear jury, are you ready for this time for you to question our pitchers? And please make sure that each pitcher gets a question, please. We have 7 minutes, and let's begin.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
So first of all of you, very interesting, very great ideas, so congrats, well done. Question is about the color. How stable it is, because we know that color is a very important issue. You have great solutions, but how will it fade over time?
This is one of the I don't want to hear myself. This is one of these technologies that we are using is very, very stable. In fact, we are assessed on many aspects, light fastness, wash fastness, etc. On the light fastness, we are way over what is currently on the market. We hit the top grades. On perspiration, we hit the top grades. On wash fastness, we hit what's currently on the market. We just have to improve a little bit on rubbing fastness. This is what we're working on. But basically, we have something that is very sustainable and of very high quality.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you. Question to Fairly Made. Do you measure social impact?
Yes, very good question. So it's really important to us that we don't just look at the E part of ESG, but that we also look at the social part. However, naturally, methodologies and at government level, it's far, far behind. So what we do at the moment is we collect and verify all social certifications, and we actually give, it's a methodology we've created ourselves. So we give each factory a social grade with the scope certificates, cross-reference. It's a social criteria that we established with Fairware Foundation. I would say it's definitely an internal score. It's for brands to use internally. We do not communicate on it because we don't feel comfortable communicating on something that we have created ourselves, but it's something that we really want to work on and improve on, and I hope the industry will too.
Hi. I'll do the same. Thank you so much for pitching today. It's really great to hear all your ideas that you're working on. I have a question for Mario about your technology. At the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, our vision for a circular economy for fashion believes that products are used more, made to be made again, and made from safe and recycled or renewable inputs. So it's really interesting to hear, I'd love to hear more about the end-of-life use of the materials in the products that you're producing.
Yeah, so I mean that's the biggest point, right? One point to address, and this is something we as a company, I have to admit, at the moment cannot solve our own. So we have to have someone bring their garment back and actually have them put it into the right streams. It's not on us, but we enable the materials to go there. So we use materials that we see now have a pathway to being reused. So they shouldn't be less long lasting than equivalents that are on the market now, that our garments are not. But we have a concept of what we can do with them in the end. If we get them back, we have access to recycling streams, chemical recycling streams, or thermomechanical recycling streams to recover the material and then make membranes out of them again. There are lots of questions about this still ongoing, and we're working on them, but that's really the concept of how we're approaching this. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question for BCome. How do you collect all the data you need for your platform?
Well, I think that it's a huge challenge. You know that the fashion industry has a very long supply chain, very dark sometimes, and very deslocalized, so it's hard to get it. What we are doing right now, we have an internal data collection, and we are trying to put a professional there to make sure that all the information is correct, but we are open to see some synergies on the future, and the technology help us to make sure that the traceability that the brand is declared to our system, it's the most accurate one. Right now, we are able to measure that of the less information and proceed with some estimation and boundaries on the system, or go as deeply as the brand is ready. But the truth is that the brands that are not that ready to share that many information.
Maybe for Rosie, for Fairly Made, in your point of view, what's the future? Again, it's better like this. What's the future in terms of, like, we know that we will have more and more information in the product, how you manage like the understanding of the consumer in the way that you transmit and communicate the information to the consumer. Like we have many studies about the no knowledge about the consumer have about our industry, which is really, really complex and difficult to understand. In your point of view, what's the future and how to improve this way of communication, information?
Absolutely. I think engaging consumers and the whole industry needs to have a stake in this. I definitely see legislations driving brands, brands driving consumers, and consumer behavior driving brands as well. So I really see it coming from sort of all different angles and in different ways. The way we want to communicate is really, I don't know if you had the chance to scan the QR code, but it is in the most straight to the point, specific, easy to understand way possible. So for example, when we're doing the LCA impacts, we give equivalences underneath, because obviously saying 15 grams of carbon, the average person, I don't know how much that really means in reality. So we give those equivalences to really reach full transparency. And then with the traceability tree, it's all about giving explanations with the certification so they can truly understand which each part means. So I think from a sort of design point of view, we're trying to make it as clear as possible. But it's a really interesting point to see, how the industry is changing and what levers are helping it change in that way. And as I mentioned, I really think it's an interesting dynamic between each different stakeholder and how we're helping push this change.
Thank you very much. We have 30 seconds for the
One
next
quick
question.
to Everdye then. You are acting as a root cause, and my question is, what type of legislation would support your business case?
First, all of the legislations that are those that are driving their businesses are also good for us, because as we are reducing a lot the carbon impact, I mean, you don't want to go in a store where all of the clothes are E with red marks everywhere. So by using our technology, it will help a lot. And after worldwide, for instance, like in China, they have laws where they are demanding to all of the dyeing mills to reduce drastically their energy usage. Like in the coming years, I finished, sorry. In the 5 coming years, Chinese dyeing mills need to reduce by 15% their energy usage. So all of this will make the adoption faster.
Thank you very much, and we're on time. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for your pitches. Congrats on your project. And thank you for your question. I think you have everything that you need to vote for your coup de cœur. You'll put your papers for the vote. And thank you very much to the audience as well.